Hi everyone. Now, this topic is going to be pretty sensitive. Yeah, so this is a small disclaimer on this video. Before I begin doing this video, I just want to say one thing. This is not an attack on the trans community. I got no problem with the trans community. I want to put this out there because what I'm about to say is going to call out the stupidity from the trans activists, because of course they will do something this level of stupid. And this is going to be focusing on three topics of the story. One focusing on Dave Chappelle, the other about Hogwarts Legacy, the video game, and Aretha Franklin's hit song "A Natural Woman." So just to be clear, I'm just doing this story, and I'm just putting in my 2 cents, okay? But once again, I got no beef with the trans community. I am being 100% as careful as possible. So, I don't want to be labeled as a transphobe or anything and all that. But this is mostly talking about the trans rights activist who tends to be, crazy as a fox. Like, literally crazy as a fox. But, as I was saying, I want to make this, so no problem. If y'all don't want to watch this video, you don't have to. Feel free to click off this video and watch some other video on YouTube. All right? We're clear? Okay, good. Now with that said, roll the intro, gang.
Definition of insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, expecting shit to change. That is crazy.
Everyone, this is Sean 007 1986. Hope you had a fantastic Wednesday, hump day. Sorry, I've been working so hard, it's kind of hard to tell which days are the days. But yeah, I'm actually happy to be, having a job and everything. Now y'all probably wondering what this video is about. Well, it's about, Dave Chappelle again. Only this time he's now coming out swinging and calling out the blatant hypocrisy of the transgender activists. The ones who claim that, Dave Chappelle's jokes is somehow means violence towards the trans community, which we all know it's not. And again, this is not in my disclaimer in the video before this one. I said I got no beef with the transgender community, but then at the same time, the same transgender activist is now using violence to protest them, and he's calling out on this one. I mean, it is the fucking blatant hypocrisy on this whole situation, and yours truly will have to talk about. We'll talk about it. Never thought I would be, and you know me. I just talk it and give my 2 cents and call it what it is. All right, let's go. I'm reading this from the New York Post. Dave Chappelle rips transgender activist who uses violence to protest him, by Lee Brown. Dave Chappelle has ripped the apparent hypocrisy of trans rights protesters using the very violence they accuse his comedy of exciting. In a live special for his podcast, The Midnight Miracle, the 49-year-old funny man, 49 years old, not bad, still look good, recalled the protests outside his July shows in Minnesota following to calls to cancel him for jokes about the transgender community. These were grown people of various genders and gender identities who threw eggs at the people lining up to see the show, he said. One lady was so mad C picked up a police barricade to use against fans still willing to see him at the Varsity Theater in Minneapolis, he told his audience. This bitch picked up the barricade up by herself and threw it at the crowd. He recalled, quipping, I gotta tell y'all, it's an amazing feat of strength for a woman. Still got it. In the podcast co-hosted by Brooklyn rappers Talib Kweli and Yasiin Bey, Chappelle noted the irony of the protesters resorting to such behaviors given their accusations against him and his ongoing material about them. One of these things that these people, the trans or surrogates always said is that my jokes are somehow going to be the root cause of some impending violence, he said. But I gotta tell you, as abrasive as the activists were, the way they were protesting, throwing eggs at people from barricades, cussing and screaming, nobody beat them up, he said, joking that even the crowd at a Luther Vandross concert would fuck these niggas up. His words. He dismissed the suggestion that a push to cancel him was driven by love. They want to be feared. If you say this, then we will punish you. We will come to fuck your show up, he said. And they just don't get to do that to me. Chappelle said that on the second night of protest, he made a point to try to speak to them, admitting it was a huge fucking mistake. Of the 15 or so protesters, only about 3 of them looked lucid, while the other 12 were just sticking to the playbook. We're here to stir shit up, he said. I feel like they wanted me to say something inflammatory in a weird way. I think some of them had the intention of inciting violence against themselves for publicity, he said. When one mean activist screamed at him for addressing them as ma'am without knowing how they identified, Chappelle said he replied, well, whatever you identify as, you're a white one. God damn, he is roasted. He is roasting. And she never objected to that, he said, suggesting they were a bunch of white people trying to tell a nigger to shut up. Yeah, pretty much. While the anger did not stop Chappelle from taking the stage, it did seem him booted from performing at his first choice of venue, the Minneapolis First Avenue Club, famed for Prince's Purple Rain movie. I remember that. And let's just say that they got a lot of backlash for that one. Despite being booked after his Netflix comedy special already sparked controversy for his trans jokes, the comedy special being The Closer, which I'm probably gonna watch, Chappelle said his gigs at the best rock club in the country were canceled at the very last minute as part of an apparent pledge to be a safe space. I wasn't mad that they canceled the show. I was mad at the statement they released. He said of a club telling staff, artists in our community, we hear you and we are sorry. You're sorry for booking me, he asked? However, Chappelle insists that the club's owner, whom he called a married lesbian who was of that community, told him that the reason he canceled the show was fear. The Minneapolis has been under siege since George Floyd was murdered, and that the types of threats they will make and see was not accustomed to. In his show, Chappelle has declared that gender is a fact. In his shows and in the Netflix special, The Closer, Chappelle has declared that gender is a fact and defended Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling, saying that he is also a proud member of Team TERF, which meaning trans exclusionary radical feminists. Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to J.K. Rowling on that one in this video. Trust and believe me on this one. After Netflix walkouts, employees' complaints, and social outcry, he was attacked on stage by an armed audience member, Isaiah Lee, during a show at the Hollywood Bowl in May. I remember that. Addressing all of his critics, Chappelle said, I'm not even mad that they take issues with my work. Good. Fine. What I take issue with is the idea that because they don't like it, I'm not allowed to say it, he said on his podcast. Art is a nuanced endeavor. I have a belief that they are trying to take the nuance out of speech in American culture. Well, they are. They're making people speak as if they either own the right either own the right or the left. Everything seems absolute. Whether it's an opinion I respect is way more nuanced than these binary choices that they keep putting in front of us. I don't see the world in red and blue, and I think art is a perfect place to talk it out, he said. In fact, it may be the last place. I mean, to be perfectly honest, he's not technically, he's really not wrong on that. He's really not wrong, and what he's saying is the absolute truth. And besides, all this shit, and if you want my honest opinion, and you can take my word for it, all this shit is happening because, well, you know, he made some jokes. He made some jokes. That's his thing. That's his fucking craft. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Come on. Aretha Franklin. Well, and besides, these trans right activists, they're becoming a really more pain in the ass for normal people. And the Dave Chappelle story one, that was just one of them. Another one I'm going to be talking about is the whole J.K. Rowling thing. So, for those of you who don't know, J.K. Rowling is the author of the famous Harry Potter books. I do own the Harry Potter books, and I own the video game the Lego's Harry Potter. The Lego Harry Potter collection. Worth it. Got it for $3.99. Big nice deal. So what happened? So basically, she said something that some people are thinking that she is a transphobe, that is transphobic to these trans right activists. So yeah, she dealt with a lot of bullshit from these idiots, and I don't fucking blame her. But I'm happy that she's sticking to her guns and not bowing down to these idiots. But when the game Hogwarts Legacy it's coming out, which is now coming out, a lot of trans rights activists is actually going out their fucking way to try to tell people to not buy this game and try to guilt trip them, like saying, "Oh, if you buy this game, if you actually buy this game, then you're a transphobe. You're a villain. You're a bad guy." You know what? And let's be real. We all know what the fuck happened, right? We all know what the fuck happened, right? The game Hogwarts Legacy became the fastest selling game imaginable, with pre-orders coming out of the fucking wazoo. I mean, heck, and this ain't nothing new. I think the problem with these idiots failed. I think the wrong thing these idiots failed to realize is that, well, people are tired of hearing people telling them what they can or can't say, what they can or can't buy, or what they can and can't do. And obviously, they are sick and tired of these activists trying to control motherfuckers' lives and everything. So yeah, people are buying the game, and they're not just because they want to play this game, but to give a big fat fuck you to these idiots. And if yes, idiots. And while we're on the subject of Hogwarts Legacy thing, I also did a video talking about Purple Tinker. You know, the fucking brony who got a community manager from Limited Run Games fired over some tweets he made 7 years ago, and also a fucking brony got a community manager fired from Limited Run Games because of a tweet that a 7-year-old tweet that she had to go and dug up, had to look at the person's on the person's Twitter account on who the fuck she follows. One of them being links of TikTok and Blair White, which is I find fucking hilarious because last time I checked, Blair White, she's a trans woman. Oh, right. But she's not the right type of trans woman. I get that part. and she's excited for Hogwarts Legacy. And limited run games, instead of them standing by their fucking model employee, they decided to bend the knee and fired her community manager, like the fucking cowards that they are. Like I said, I did a video on that one, and that's all. But you know, that's all well and good. And unlimited run games, they're catching a lot of heat for this, and rightfully so, man. It's like bending over to motherfuckers, to woke motherfuckers. It doesn't end well. And if they think, and if limited run games think, if they fucking think that by doing this that these people will buy their games, they got another thing coming. And they're gonna learn the hard way that if you bend over to the mob, it's never gonna be good. And I thought this was all over, but nope. This one has got to be hands down the dumbest thing imaginable. Yes. So, and what could be considered the most dumbest thing imaginable? I can't even laugh at this one. So, apparently, you know Aretha Franklin, the late great, Aretha Franklin? She had the most beautiful yet hit song, Natural Woman. You know, the song, even though the song got, you make me feel, you make me feel, you make me feel like a natural woman. Oh, you know what? Screw you guys. I can sing, okay? I can sing. Haters. Well, it was a beautiful song, and everybody loved it, right? Well, now a trans... Oh, right. Okay, no. At their initial claiming they were not a parody account, the trans cultural mindfulness analyst, or insisted they are just a satire group, and were merely joking about harmful anti-trans... Alright, man, let me... Alright, I gotta read this one. This one's funny. Aretha Franklin's song, A Natural Woman, blasted by fake transgender activists. Update. After initially claiming they were not a parody account, the Transcultural Mindfulness Alliance now insists they're just a satire group and were merely joking about harmful anti-trans stereotypes. Right. Yeah, well, I might as well just read this shit. You know, I can put this up there because it turns out it's just a satire group that's just poking fun at it. Yeah, but it's like some people took that shit seriously, and okay, do y'all? I guess I might read it for you just for the hell, because I'm pretty sure that they were trying to do this, but I was like, goddamn. They are saying a little prayer, and now the debunk activist group in Norway, which is a satire group, called for Aretha Franklin's hit 1968 song "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman" to be removed from both Apple and Music and Spotify after they deemed its lyrics offensive. The Transcultural Mindfulness Alliance took to Twitter last week to condemn the ballot, saying that it has ignited... You know what? It's not even... You know what? It's... It is so stupid. This whole thing... This is so goddamn stupid, but I might as well just read the entire thing. Because I'm already starting now, and I'll do it. The Transcultural Mindful Alliance took to Twitter last week to condemn the ballot, citing that it has ignited harm against the transgender women. Which, I know it's a satire group. They just put an update there. I'll put it in a comment. But this needs to be said. This really needs to be said.
you serious?
Yeah. Aretha Franklin's 1968 song Natural Woman perpetuates multiple harmful anti-trans stereotypes, the organization tweeted. There is no such thing as a natural woman. How would you know? The message continued. The song has helped inspire acts of harm against transgender women. TCMA is requesting it to be removed from Spotify and Apple Music. However, after initial denials, the group has since claimed that their original post was indeed satirical in the message to the post on Monday afternoon. The group also updated their Twitter bio to now say parody/satire. The post has reached out to Frank's rep, Spotify and Apple Music for comment. According to the organization's original bio on the social media platform, they aim to promote cultural changes to ensure inclusivity of trans individuals. The account moderator also declared in a now deleted tweet that they are not, in fact, a parody account, but rather that they are trying to make culture more fair for transgender individuals. Another declaration that they were almost certainly not a parody account was still alive as of Tuesday night. Before the so-called satirists came clean, many Twitter users were outraged by the opinion about the Queen of Soul's work and questioned the legitimacy of the claim. So, someone heard the song and attacked trans people. One person wrote in response, "What are things that never happened in 400? Oh shit." Another, "OMG, get a life and stop trying to cancel everything. How sad and pathetic one's life must be if this is a priority to you. This is a great song. You go, girl," at Aretha Franklin. Someone else typed, "It's a great song and I'm going to listen to it right now because of the post. Thanks." Others were so taken aback that they actually thought the statement must be coming from a parody account before the account's owners admitted it. "This is satire, right?" one user questioned. "Clearly this is a parody. Good one, guys. Almost got me." Someone tweeted. At the time of its release in 1968, Franklin's cover of A Natural Woman was deemed a powerful song and had an inspirational message. She even performed the hit at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. in 2015 during a ceremony honoring the track's writers Gary Goffin and Corey King. Then President Barack Obama was there for the performance and shed a tear. Unfortunately, Franklin passed away on August 2018 at 76 after her battle with advanced pancreatic cancer. So yeah, you know, trans activists, man, they need to stop with this shit. And also, if you kind of think about it, and this is coming from me, if you kind of think about it, all this is doing is just giving unnecessary heat for the trans community. All the trans community want to do is just want to live their lives and just want to, be happy. But with these trans activists, they're making it harder for them to just live their own fucking life. They don't need listen, these activists who claim they care about trans rights are the same motherfuckers motherfucking activists who said they care about black people. They don't give a fuck. They don't actually give a fuck about us. They just say they care about it just so they can just so they can use that as a seal to act like a goddamn fucking jerk, dude. And I'm not bullshitting, man. Because trust me, lots of pro-blacks, lots of activists who scream they're against racism. They become the actual racist that they're fighting against, that they claim they fight against the moment a black person decides to speak their mind and everything. But yeah, man, I don't have no beef against the trans community. But if I'm them, I would tell these trans rights activists to shut the fuck up and leave people alone. Cause trust me, it's not worth it. It's really not. it's really not fucking worth it, to be perfectly honest. Because honestly, what they're doing, they're gonna keep on doing this shit until someone's gonna get hurt. And it's probably gonna be the activists, because if it's one thing people are sick and tired of, is these activists trying to fuck with other people, just to push their own fucking agenda. Now, whether or not this, well, that's just my 2 cents on the whole thing. Is I try to be as careful as much as I possible. If it does well, now hopefully if I don't get any unnecessary hate mail from this, maybe I done my work. If not, c'est la vie. C'est la fucking vie. But I would like to know what you think on this whole bullshit situation with Dave Chappelle calling out the hypocrisy of the trans rights activists. I always like to hear your input. As always, be sure to leave a comment, like this video, subscribe to this channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss our update. Share with your friends, share with your neighbors, share with others, and that's about it. Until next time, this is Sean 007 1986 signing off. Thank you for watching this video. It really means a lot. And I will see you in the next one. Oh, and also, yeah, Super Bowl vid will be dropping in 2 weeks. I repeat, Super Bowl vid will be dropping in 2 weeks. I will be making my pick. So if anyone got some beef right now, you got till Wednesday. You got till Wednesday the 2nd to talk your shit. Or the 1st, whatever. We clear? Good. Alright, catch you later.